You hired smart people. Then your company got bigger and everyone got dumber. Not because they forgot how to think, but because every decision now needs 3 approvals, 2 meetings, and a pre-read. Growth speeds up. Choices slow to a crawl. The people closest to the customer lose context. Leaders get flooded, and latency becomes the hidden tax on every project. Then AI shows up and flips the math, because execution gets cheaper, while decision drag stays expensive. Scaling does not break talent. It breaks decision flow, and centralization starts to feel like a seatbelt. Moving to slide 2. Centralization feels safe for a reason. One voice sets one standard. Risk is easier to manage when the path is narrow. Accountability looks clean on an org chart. Customers get consistent answers, and the top can negotiate, prioritize, and enforce. If you have ever watched a brand get sloppy as it grows, this instinct makes total sense. But the same leverage that creates alignment also creates a single choke point, and you start paying for safety in waiting time. Moving to slide 3. Here is the approval Q tax. Leaders become the bottleneck, even when they are brilliant. Work sits idle, then suddenly turns into a panic sprint when the decision finally lands. People stop optimizing for outcomes and start optimizing for permission. Meetings replace execution because meetings are where the queue moves. Under deadline pressure, quality drops, not from lack of skill, but from rushed rework and half-answered questions. You can feel the organization getting heavier, and speed starts looking like it lives somewhere else. Moving to slide 4. Distributed decision-making gets fast because decisions happen near the work. The feedback loop is short, so you catch mistakes early instead of in a late-stage review. Ownership rises because the team cannot hide behind a committee. Waiting shrinks, shipping increases, and customers get answers from the people who actually touched the problem. You trade one big queue for many small loops, and momentum comes back. But if you push distribution without guardrails, you buy speed with chaos, and consistency becomes the next bill due. Moving to slide 5. The consistency trap is what happens when you have many teams making many reasonable decisions that do not add up to one coherent experience. Customers ask the same question and get different answers. Rework becomes normal because teams build in parallel, then discover they built incompatible versions. Standards turn into debates because nobody owns the final call. Dependencies start thrashing, with teams blocking each other in bursts, then scrambling to catch up. Over time, trust erodes across teams, and people start adding process to protect themselves, which quietly recreates the approval queue in a new form. Real scale is not choosing speed or consistency. It is designing how you get both without choking decision flow. Moving to slide 6. Scaling does not come from more approvals. It comes from principles that travel. If every decision needs a case-by-case blessing, you are teaching the org to wait. Instead, draw clear decision boundaries. What can a team decide on their own? What must be coordinated? What is truly centralized because it protects the whole company? Give people fast local autonomy inside a few hard constraints: security, privacy, legal, spend limits, brand. Keep that list short and non-negotiable. Then replace constant oversight with audits. Sample decisions after the fact. Look for patterns and tighten the system only where it breaks. When principles are clear and boundaries are real, speed and safety stop fighting each other. The work becomes choosing the right kind of decision, not routing every decision to the same bottleneck. Moving to slide 7. Before you decide who approves, decide what type of decision you are making. Start with reversibility. If you can roll it back in a day with low customer impact, treat it like a two-way door. Decide fast, document briefly, and learn. If it is hard to unwind, like a pricing model, a data retention change, or a long contract, treat it like a one-way door. Slow down, widen the review, and force the assumptions into writing. Then, check risk. High risk is not just dollars, it is user trust, compliance exposure, and operational fragility. Low risk is anything where failure is contained and visible quickly. Also look at cross-team coupling. If your choice changes another team's roadmap, interfaces, or on-call load, you need coordination upfront. If it is isolated, you do not. Frequency matters too. A decision you make every week deserves a lightweight, repeatable process. A rare decision can afford a heavier one. Finally, estimate the cost of being wrong. If the downside is small, bias to action. If the downside is catastrophic, bias to rigor. When you label the decision correctly, the process almost chooses itself, and you can move from gates to guardrails without losing control. Moving to slide 8. Guardrails let teams move fast without asking permission. Gates make everyone queue. So convert your most common failure modes into a small set of non-negotiable policies. Things like required security reviews for certain data types, maximum contract terms, or accessibility baselines. Then, make the safe path the easy path. Use standard templates and checklists so people do not invent new formats under pressure. Offer default options that already meet policy, like approved cloud configurations, standard DPAs, and pre-scoped SOW language. Maintain pre-approved vendor lists so procurement is not rediscovered every time. And for the edge cases, publish an escalation path that is clear and humane. Who to contact, what to include, and what turnaround time to expect. When exceptions are predictable, you get speed without chaos. When guardrails are visible, your decisions become easier to read and easier to improve. Moving to slide 9. Speed without clarity creates confusion later. Make each meaningful decision legible. Write a short decision record tied to the outcome. Capture the assumptions you are betting on, the owner, and a review date. Attach metrics that match the intent, not vanity numbers. Put the record in one place where anyone can find the current truth. When decisions are legible, you can audit reality instead of debating memories. Moving to slide 10. Once policies, templates, and decision records exist, AI can turn them into day-to-day execution. Instead of hunting through docs, you ask a question and get a policy-grounded answer in seconds, with the relevant links and constraints. It can autofill decision templates using the context you provide, so the assumptions and risks are captured consistently. It can flag risk before anything goes for approval, like missing security steps, unusual contract terms, or data classifications that trigger review. It can surface similar past cases, so you reuse what worked and avoid repeating mistakes. And because the language is consistent across teams, you reduce misunderstandings with legal, finance, and security. AI does not replace judgment. It makes the safe, compliant path faster, so humans spend their time where judgment actually matters, especially on escalations. Moving to slide 11. Keep humans on escalations. Let AI suggest, but you decide. That starts with clear trigger thresholds. If confidence drops, if data looks out of scope, if a decision touches money, safety, legal exposure, or reputation, it routes to review. High stakes requires sign-off, period. You also need audit trails that capture the prompt, the model version, the sources used, who approved, and what shipped. That is how you get accountability, and it is how you stop silent model drift from slowly rewriting your standards. When the system is built so the easy path is the safe path, you can move fast without betting the business on a black box. That is the foundation you build everything else on. Moving to slide 12. Your operating model blueprint is how you turn that foundation into daily behavior. First, define constraints and freedoms. Spell out what must never happen, what requires approval, and what teams can choose locally. Then map decision owners by type. Product choices, customer messaging, pricing changes, incident responses, and data access should each have a named owner and a backup. Instrument cycle time metrics so you can see where escalations get stuck, where reviews are noisy, and where automation is truly saving time. Ship guardrails in sprints, not as a one-time policy doc. Add checks, routing, and logging as you ship features. Then review monthly with audits, sampling real decisions to confirm the rules worked. A blueprint that lives in your workflow beats a perfect diagram that nobody follows. Moving to slide 13. The one rule is simple. Centralize constraints, distribute choices. You give teams speed inside safe boundaries, and you measure outcomes, then adjust the boundaries based on evidence. Teach the principles with concrete examples so people can act without asking permission every time. Protect attention at the top by escalating only what is truly high stakes. If you want more frameworks like this, subscribe. In the comments, tell me what decision in your org needs clearer constraints. Tools evolve. Principles endure.